To be here, and I am even more excited to hear this incredible band.
Welcoming them back to the stage.
That's
They've
right.
been here before.
Welcome back,
Kevin Purcell and the Nightburners.
And now you're laughing, pretty baby. But pretty soon you're gonna be crying. Now you're laughing, pretty baby. But pretty soon you're gonna be crying. I wrote my baby a letter. Don't want no one to break the seal. That letter goes to my baby. I am her driving wheel. Now wait a minute. I want to tell you about my baby. I want to tell you about my baby. I want to tell you about my baby. Every time she walks,
Kevin Purcell.
I'm gonna buy me a slingshot, baby, shoot that at you. I ain't lying, no use in jiving. Oh, I'm just so fool. All right. Lady locking four-leaf clover. Again, ease this hurt, I feel all over. Hey, standing on the shaky ground. I like a Mississippi move from sitting on a hollow stump. I like a Mississippi move from sitting on a hollow stump. Thank you. Good night.
Drummer for hire. He's getting his game face on. I wonder if he's going to drum when he gets interviewed. Maybe he'll pat his knees a little bit. Then we got Bongo Mike here. He's getting his bongos together. Yeah. Here we are in the studio. I got to talk really quiet because somebody might hear us. And then we got Charles over there. He's just chilling. This is the big time. Look at all that equipment. No wonder the federal government's running a deficit. We'll edit that out in post.
Yeah, no, you're not. You don't edit anything out in post.
Bongo.
Hey-o!
Bongo Mike. How about that throw? Jesus Christ.
What's that?
That throw.
Unbelievable. Only to come back into overtime and then throw it back.
I mean, he can make a throw like that, but he can't get like a 10-yard out. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, that was a lucky throw. He just threw it up and Cole Komet got under it. Whatever. All I'm saying is, you're driving. All you need is a field goal to win. You don't have to go for a 15-yard kill. You could have just kept chipping away. That's what they were doing. They were getting first downs. I just didn't understand the call to go for deep. And I don't know. It looked like DJ Moore didn't even know the pass was coming his way.
what? And then you don't take the 3 points earlier in the game. Whatever.
I know. I hate that.
I like Ben Johnson. I like him. I like him better than Caleb, but
I agree. A lot of times I'm very curious as to why you don't take the 3 points. You get those 3 points, you're not even talking about, anything else. Goodbye.
Are you being videotaped?
Yeah, it's videotaped.
yeah,
right?
we are. Yeah. I'm
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's
Hey.
bull crap. Bullshit.
Hey, you.
Come on, Gail.
Come on.
I was gotta kiss my baby goodbye.
Why I yada.
Why are you,
Our boy Rob Stepen, he had to move his show because of the Bears.
I said to him, I just went through this at the Broken Oar. I just had to go through a lack, not a big crowd. People are watching the game. They're not watching the band. And I know he has the big screen. He can put it on behind us. But people this is a big deal. I mean, this is, it's a football. Chicago's always been a football town. And why compete? Now, that's the bad news. We had to postpone the gig. The good news is we are set for March 8th, and we are opening for the Sons of Cream. So the members of Cream, their sons, have a band, a national touring band, and we're going to open for them. So we should get a better crowd, because you're going to have the two bands together. And it was the right call. And Ron Onesti actually agreed. I mean, he got on the phone. Rob got on the phone with Ron Onesti, and he agreed. He felt it was a better move. You're going to play to a half-empty, venue while the Bears are playing, or you come back on March 8th. There's no other conflicts. You go in, and now you're opening for a national touring band. It just makes sense. So anyway, I'm glad I was burning his ear on it, but I was asking the whole week, and I said it 2 weeks ahead because I was talking to him. I go, if the Bears win on the 10th, I I can almost guarantee you they're going to be playing on the 18th.
Yeah. All right, which one of these guys is Bus Stop Blues? Is it?
Never heard of the guy.
Hey, who's that guy?
Who dat?
Hey, there he is.
Hey,
Oh,
what's going on, baby?
what up, Bill?
Just waiting on the master of disaster to get here.
Oh,
Well, we got the other master of disaster, Chris Rhodes.
What's up there, buddy?
Yo, what's going on, guys?
this a little pregame chat here. We got Bus Stop Blues today. We got our boy Bill here. We're just chilling before
Nice.
the game.
What's up, Bill? Good to see you
How are
again.
you? Good to see you.
Hanging tough, man. Hanging tough.
Bears, coach. Bears.
I see the. There he is,
Oh,
Mr. Purcell.
music.
Yeah, here I can.
Do. We need that. What's up, Kevin?
How are you, buddy?
Good.
Oh, look at wearing the Bears hat. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Guess you got
Hey,
it.
you know what? I look at it this way. As disappointing as it was to end the game the way that it did, the fact is I didn't have any expectations for this team for this season. They exceeded every expectation I had. and they got a nice young group of guys that are, talented. I'm encouraged for the future. So,
their entire season was like that 70-yard pass.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. That was like their entire season. Somehow they just did it.
I mean, what the hell, Kevin? You can make a 70-yard pass throwing it backwards on your pinky toe, but you can't take 3 points early in the game. Jesus Christ, man!
Or get into the end zone from 4 yards out.
Yeah,
it is bizarre, but you know what? I was just sort of kidding, Mike. I do agree that we didn't really expect them to make it this far.
It was we were on borrowed time the whole time,
and then for them to make it this far and literally lose by just a touchdown in the last bit, that was insane. That was almost worth. It was almost like a Super Bowl.
Yes, exactly.
When he made that 70-yard toss, I got a black eye. The arms were flying, shit was flying, bottles were coming at me. It was the greatest. I mean, I don't even think that happened at the last Super Bowl. It was, what's funny? You remember, because we were all much younger in '85 when the Bears won. We had a bunch of people there. I wish I could reenact this. I had a bunch of people, my brothers and a bunch of friends. We were doing this crazy. It just started like organically. We were doing this crazy thing. Like in the next play, everybody would run towards the TV, and the guys in the back wouldn't be able to see, so they jump on the backs of the other guys. And then the guys even coming from farther would jump on the backs of those guys. We had like these 4-person pyramids forming in front of the TV. And then the play would happen and one guy would move and the whole thing would collapse. And there was like broken ribs and noses and stuff, but it was hilarious. It was fun. It was that kind of fun. So I wish I could reenact the Bears pyramids again, but I don't think I can do that anymore.
I don't think.
Come on, Bill. You could do it. Road Bill.
Bill could be on the bottom. Sure. He could be one of the posts,
And then poor generations. Bongo Mike, we're talking a little bit earlier. Bongo Mike, tell everybody what happened.
Well, we were supposed to play at the Arcada Theater.
Yeah, we have promoted it a little bit.
Yeah, I know. And I was talking to Rob during the week, and I said, "Are we really going to do this?" And so he got on the phone with Ron Onesti, and basically Ron Onesti even agreed. He said, "Hey, we can have the game on behind you, but how many more walk-up sales are you going to get? And you only sold X amount of tickets." So instead, what they've done is they've taken that show, they postponed it. Anyone that bought tickets got a full refund, and then they're going to get a discount, I believe, for March 8th. We're going to be opening for the Sons of Cream. So it's all the sons of, like Coffee Baker and stuff like that. So that could be pretty cool.
Wait, yeah, the Sons of Cream, like it's Ginger Baker's son?
Yeah.
And who else? Who else?
I'm not sure. So you got Coffee Baker as the drummer. I don't know who, it must be Jack Bruce's kid. I don't know. But all I know is they're touring as the Sons of Cream. So it's a national touring thing, and we're opening for them. So
just to be clear,
Malcolm Bruce.
Just to be clear, because this stuff really fascinates me. They're called the Sons of Cream, and Ginger Baker's son is named Coffee.
Yeah,
it's with a K.
Cream in your coffee? Not
cream
late.
in your coffee. Koffi, coffee, or Kofi, coffee.
Yeah, and then it's Malcolm, which is Jack Bruce's kid.
And who's is the Clapton got a guy in there or no?
No, it's Rob Johnson, they say, is the guitar player.
Interesting.
They don't say who Rob Johnson is, but he's obviously not Clapton's kid.
It's almost too weird to be called the Sons of Cream and one of the guys' name is Coffee. I mean, that's come on.
Could have been worse. One of the guys could have be named Sugar.
Well, hey, his dad's name's Ginger.
One of them was. I was hoping that one of them was. Coffee, sugar, cream,
Ginger.
And then they're going to be playing Spoonful because that was a cream too. Come on, stay with me.
Well, it was nice talking with you guys.
Stay with me here.
We're
stay
done.
with me. Yeah,
I gave you 2 chances.
Come on, let's go look at the picture.
You're gonna need more paper.
Anyway, yeah, I heard Rob was on your show the week before, and we had Rob on our show, and we were promoting it, and then everything kind of went south by Tuesday of last week.
Wait, we stand corrected. Rob Johnson is Ginger Baker's grandnephew.
Oh, okay.
So it's the grandnephews of Cream.
Yeah, yeah. It's the cream of the crop.
Okay. That would be another one. The drummer's name is Crop.
It took a while for GPT to spit that one out. Kevin and Bill, man, thanks for showing up at the Hogpod Chicago local music scene podcast. Thank you, my friends.
Now, are we starting the show already? I haven't.
We started like 15 minutes ago.
Oh, come on! I thought it started at 5:30.
We get on early just to kind of, chit chat.
You show up at the bar, you show up at the club, you sit down, you order your beer, you sit down, you talk shit. That's what we've been doing there.
There's no bartender here. I got to do my own.
Wait, to your left. To your left,
there
sir.
You go. There you go.
Gonna go get me a drink, I guess.
What do you want? You wanted a drink.
Yeah, I'm usually a gin and tonic.
Yes. Top shelf, please.
Fantastic.
How about
Sounds great.
A Malort. One Malort, please.
No, I draw the line at Malort.
Give me a Malort. A Malort and two glizzies.
There it is. I thought you said I'm gonna be like Vanna White. And your bottle of Malort.
Oh, he's got Malort? That's freaking great.
Oh, he gave me the book on Malort. It is an incredible story. The story of Malort is like science fiction. They could make a movie about it. They could. It's that crazy. It's like a thriller. It's like a thriller.
Give me the Cliff Notes.
Cliff Note version.
I'll tell you. So the author's name is Josh Knoll, and we're actually going to have him on our show as well. There you go, sir.
Grazie.
Salud.
This could be my last drink until the next one. So
yeah.
Fellas, a toast to you guys. This is fantastic. What fun.
Good enough. Good enough. Here's to the internet.
Salute.
Let Bill tell you this story because it's pretty incredible.
So Josh Knoll wrote the book. The story of Malort. We're gonna do the Cliff Notes. You said, right?
Yeah.
Some guy bought Malort and then started peddling it to everybody, and obviously everybody tasted and said, this is horrible. Why are you doing this? And he just would not let it die. He wouldn't let it go away. And it just, sales went down the toilet. They came up, they went down the toilet. They came up, they went down the toilet. He hired this secretary, and the secretary came in, and she was just like, I don't really care. I just need a job. And then they started diddling, and then his wife left him.
After drinking.
After going through the whole thing. Then he ends up dying, and she ends up taking over the company, and she doesn't care. And then these dudes call her up, and they're like, we want to help. Like, we want to help. And she's like, all right, well, there's no money in it. And they're like, we don't care. And they're like, okay. And they started doing this, and then people started coming out of the woodwork, and then bartenders started being like, oh, this is a joke. So they started, in their inner circle, started pushing Malort between them and initiating people. And that's where the Chicago handshake came from. And then all of a sudden, it just exploded. And they called this secretary later, and she said, by the way, we just sold 80 bajillion cases of your stuff. We want to buy this from you. And here's a check for $3.8 million. And so in the end, she ended up making all this money. And she
There's a good lesson, right? Tell me that wouldn't make a great X-rated movie.
that a little good marketing. I mean, these pants are going to shit themselves.
Honey, where's that bottle of Malort?
Exactly. And there was a dude who came up with all of those, by the way. You got to read the book, though. We're going to have him on the show. You don't know his name.
What's the name of the book again?
Malort.
Malort.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Because I'm going on Amazon right
now.
The
untold story, Malort.
Yeah.
What started off as a harmless diddle.
No, that's how it goes. Sometimes you can get diddled into riches.
That's what she said.
Diddled right into 3.8 million.
Yeah, no,
that's a good diddling.
That's what she said. That's exactly what happened. That is exactly what she said.
Sometimes the fucking you get is worth the fucking you get.
That's going to hit the algorithm.
Oh, man. Very good.
Banned in 3 countries.
So Kevin and Bill, Bus Stop Blues, man, the other side of the glass. Thanks for showing up. The pride of 88.3 FM.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It's cruising right along. And it has nothing to do with me. I do nothing. He does it all.
Look at this
Oh,
beautiful face.
Yeah.
He's got a face for radio.
I do it. I do mostly the drinking.
we saw it in person. We had the pleasure to be on. How long ago was that, Bongo Mike?
We was in November. Yeah,
2 months ago.
a couple months.
I mean, that's a nice joint. You still get the Fed funds going out there?
Oh,
They
yeah.
or that Somalia thing screwed you up?
Putting in the grants pretty soon. We're putting in the
For
grants.
the record, today is our official 1-year anniversary. It was a year ago today that we did our episode. So
Yeah.
here's to you.
Once again.
Salute.
Well done on your part.
America.
Okay.
So are you guys now? Are you booked out now? How many months out are you booked for like guests?
We have
Try to keep it cool, but we could have guests for the rest of the year.
constantly, yeah. It's hard because we hear people complain about, and I can't speak for you guys because I don't hear you complain terribly, but we've heard other places that can't get guests. We've got guests calling us, being like, "Why haven't we been on your show yet?"
They've been threatening us. If you don't get on the show, they're gonna Maltop or Malort.
Then whoever you book for Labor Day doesn't show up. You're like, what?
Hey, what?
Who are you guys? What?
It's going real good, and we've got some great celebrities coming on, and a lot.
The Chicagoland area is just a wealth of musical talent,
as you guys know.
Yeah,
it's incredible. And the strange thing is, we've had so many people on the show. We've had so many people on the show in a year that could easily be touring the world with a big band. They just, some are, but it's just funny the way the music business works. Sometimes you just don't, I don't know. Maybe some people don't want to. There are some guys that just they don't want to do touring. They don't want to do all that stuff, but they just keep on trying. That was good. So talent, and you guys have probably talked to a lot of these guys, but you know how talented they are. Me and Bill have made a regular, once we started having these guys on the show, we were like, well, we got to go see them now. So then we go to see them, and we're just blown away. Like not every time. There's a couple of them that shouldn't have been on the show and are pretty worthless, but the rest of them were incredible. I'm kidding. Nobody on the show.
Not saying who.
Yeah, they're not saying it.
Hey.
No, that was not a shot, Irene.
So, Kevin, for the people that tripped over our clickbait thumbnail ad, tell people about your musical background. You know a little something about music, Kevin, don't you?
I know a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just a little bit.
I know a little.
It was a funny thing. I actually ended up going to Columbia College in Chicago there, and people always go Columbia University. I go, yeah, whatever.
Close enough.
Columbia College, which was in like 1978, 79, 80, was like under construction. It was like going to work every day in an empty industrial building. But somebody happened to be holding classes. Just go over there in the corner, sweep it up a little bit, and then we'll start doing classes. And I went there for music. I was doing acting and then music, and then finally realized that I was not a good enough actor.
You weren't a good lesbian?
Lesbian.
Oh, yeah.
And so
enunciate.
So enunciate. And then I started getting into music, and I actually ended up going to Roosevelt for one more year to just be in music. And it wasn't working for me because everything was pointing towards jazz and classical. That's all. Like if you go, a lot of times when you go to music school, that's all you're going to get. So I ended up dropping out and hitting the clubs of Chicago. That was my schooling. And I sucked. I was got awful. I got kicked out of a lot of places. I was even told, did I do the Tales from the Road? I don't know, but I was playing the Chicago Blues one time with Willie Dixon's son, not the son of Cream, but Willie Dixon's son.
No, Creamsicle.
Yeah, it was Willie Dixon's son. And when we were done, the guy came up to pay me, and he said, "Don't ever come into this club and sing again. You don't know how to sing the blues. You don't know how to play the blues. You suck. Don't ever come in this club again." And I was like, "Oh man." So I crawled up, when I got home, I just went into the basement and, crawled up into a little fetal position in the corner, waited for Christmas. And then I got brave. I know you want drama, don't you? You want drama.
This story gets deeper and deeper every time. This is like the 8th or 10th time I've heard it.
And I just started going out and playing with as many guys as I could in Chicago and learning the ropes and getting kicked around, beat up, and eventually, learned how to sing the blues right. Some people might today still say there might be people that are like, yeah, I don't sing it right, but I've been doing it for 30 something years, or maybe even 40 now. So the Nightburners, our first album we did in 1989. 1989. How old were you? All right.
Well, hang on. He's a product of Mundelein High School. We went to high school together.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But I can tell you, I know it's been a long time, because when I first turned 21 and I was going to the bars to see bands, I was seeing you guys back in 92, 93, 94, whatever those years were. I remember going and seeing Kevin Purcell and the Nightburners. I would see you at Slice of Chicago or at Easy Street, and so I can remember that. And remember seeing you at festivals too.
You know what? And if you look up, if anybody out there wants to look up, it's still on YouTube today. You can see the Nightburners at Easy Street, and look at the crowd we had.
We're gonna put it right here. Give us some back.
Give us attention to the skinny guy.
There was a real skinny guy with long hair.
All right, folks, are you ready to boogie now? Well, I certainly hope so. Everybody ready? Ready? Let's boogie. Oh, baby, close that door, shut down that light. I'm stepping inside to get down tonight. Let's go. We're gonna get down tonight. I see the worry all over your face. Stomping your feet all over the place. I don't care what you say, everything is okay, and we're gonna get down tonight. Hey! You gotta go with the feeling that what you wanna do is get down tonight. Let's go. We're gonna get down tonight. It's getting late, you don't fall behind. I'm so cool, you gotta change your mind. I don't care what you say, everything is okay, and we're gonna get down tonight. Yeah! everything is okay, and we're gonna get down tonight. Oh! Gotta go with the feeling that what you want to do is get down tonight. Let's go. We're gonna get down tonight. I see the worry all over your face. Stomp your feet all over the place. I don't care what you say, everything is okay, and we're gonna get down tonight.
That was actually a really great room. I used to go there quite a bit. I know it was really nice, kind of like in this like strip mall off of Washington and Gulf and in Glenview, but it was a really neat club, and they used to get some great bands. I mean, I saw like the Ides of March there. I saw Rare Earth. I mean, they would get like national bands, and they'd have the local guys. Yeah.
Can you guys see the eye rolls
with those names? No, you know what? And they were really supportive of music. That's what was really cool. The guys that owned the place really dug music, and they never tried to cheap us down, which a lot of other clubs did. I'm not saying Slice of Chicago did that, but all right. See, you're writing it down. I'm kidding. I know Joe from Slice. He was a good guy too.
Yeah, I love Slice of Chicago was a really good local blues club in Palatine. I mean, they used to get some great bands coming through there.
Yes. Joe also had great. There were strangely enough, the only places that I ever had trouble with were the places that were sort of fly by night. Like these guys that would just buy a place, try and just jam as many things in there as possible, and then they would get out of there 2 years later.
So Nightburners has been going on since the 90s.
89.
Okay. And where did Nightburners come from? You just burn out the night, or like where did that?
Good story. Well, it's crazy because so what happened was in 1988 when I was playing all over the place, playing with a lot of different guys, and I started playing a regular thing as a sideman with whoever would let me up on stage because I wasn't very good back then. Well, in 88 I was starting to get better. By 89. You can hear our first album is called Thunderball, and my harp sounded pretty darn good. It wasn't great, but so I was playing on I was playing with whoever I could, and the owner of Weisspool's Pub came up to me and said, because I was a clown, I'd jump out into the audience and sit on the laps, and jump on the tables and stuff. So he was like, "Why don't you start your own thing?"
To this day,
yeah. Why don't you start your own thing? And start playing here on Sundays. And of course, at that point I was 28, 29. I was like, holy, I thought that, that a guy would ask me to play a famous club like Weisspool's Pub to take over their Sunday night. So I was blown away. So the guy goes, okay, it's done. I assembled a band. The band I had, you listen to Thunderball, and the band, some of those guys have gone on to amazing things. The first date came, and we were playing on that Sunday night, and the owner calls me about 2 days before. He's like, hey, we're going to put you in the Reader. Remember the Reader?
Oh, yeah.
He said, we're going to put you in the Reader. What's the name of the band? And I was like, what now? And he goes, you have a name of the band, right? I was like, well, can't we just call it Kevin Purcell? He's like, that's boring. You got to have a name. And I was like, well, we sort of burn up the night. Yeah, we're the Nightburners. Yeah, that's it. That's the ticket. And you know what? I had no intention of keeping that name. That was literally, I made it up on the spur of the moment because the guy was saying we got to put a name.
Yeah.
So I said the Nightburners, and I had no intention of keeping that. And then I don't know, man, it went crazy.
It's stuck.
Well,
look at that.
Benson and Hedges came into town in 92, 93. Benson Hedges, and they were doing a $5,000, a bunch of recording time. You got to play here. You got to do all this stuff if you were the winners, and they held it at Buddy Guy's, and the Nightburners won. We won. So we got the $5,000, we got the recording time, and we've got write-ups all over the place. And all of a sudden, we're playing at the Chicago Theater with the Thunderbirds, with B.B. King, with Etta James, with Buddy Guy. We're playing all over the place. Just the touring, it was crazy. And then I got pregnant.
Did they give you all the Benson and Hedges cigarettes you could smoke?
Yeah, that was part of the problem too. That's why I can't sing anymore.
Like his voice, like this.
They were like, "You don't sound like the Blues at all." Here's an 8-pack.
I remember that money. Benson. Let's see. I think NUA was in on that. They took the jazz, the blues. They had a lot of money. Was that 90, 92, 90?
I think it was 92 or 93.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. That was
money back then. They were involved in the blues. I don't know why. They really dug the blues, and it was it was a cool thing to be involved in because we had, for whatever reason, I don't know, the Buddy Guys was crammed. All the other bands, everybody brought. We had some of our. Matter of fact, we even got accused afterwards of winning simply because we had more people there than everybody else. It was almost like the same thing when we wanted Buddy Guys and all that stuff happened.
Popularity contest.
Yeah,
but isn't that what it is?
And so but you're not supposed to. You were not supposed to win just because you had more people screaming. But here was one of the weird things. One of the papers, which is no longer, they're defunct now, they literally wrote an article saying that we probably shouldn't have won. We just had more fans there. And I called that paper. I said, that is horseshit. We did not bring any more people than anybody else. I knew everybody of our fans that were there. It couldn't have been more than about 300 or 600. No. we had maybe 50 of our own people there, and maybe they were screaming louder than everybody else, but we put on a hell of a show. I don't think it was ever videotaped. I don't think anyone has it on videotape, but it was very we did. If you go see the one on Easy Street, it was very close to that. We were better by then, but the one at Easy Street, in 1989 at Easy Street is pretty killer. It's a pretty killer show.
Nice.
We knew what we were doing.
There was an opening for that niche, blues, jazz, country, NUA, US 99, Big John Howe, all that stuff coming in because they still do. Well, Live Nation's coming to play, but they locked up a lot of the venues and all the good rock stuff was happening. And if you wanted to get a decent sized show, you had to, pay up for jazz, country, or blues.
So for us though, Pete, we were rock and blues, like, pretty hard rock and blues. And the reason I think we did so well is because of one man, that was Stevie Ray Vaughan. That guy literally owned rock and blues from 1980 when, Duran is out there doing, and Milky Way, Galaxy, all these crazy bands are out there doing this synthesized crap. And Stevie Ray Vaughan is by himself bringing back rock and blues, and he only made it to 1990. So in 90, we just got started in like 89. Stevie Ray was like owning the entire rock and blues world. And I'm talking about like, Stevie Ray gets called blues, but if you listen to him compared to like, say, any of the blues bands in Chicago, I mean, his guy's up there playing Voodoo Child and, playing all these heavy. So it was a cross between Hendrix and good old Texas blues.
Yeah.
And so that's, I think that's what. Yeah, you tell him, Bill.
I gotta tell you, you mentioned Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I can't help but thinking, I only had seen him one time in concert, and that was the day before he died at Alpine Valley.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at my friend because it was the bill was like it was. Robert Cray, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and Clapton. It was like, and then they had some guys sitting in. I think Jeff Healey, Buddy Guy. They had other guys sitting in, but I think the Memphis Horns might have even been there as a guest with Robert Cray. And I remember looking at my buddy like midway through the Clapton thing, and I'm thinking, I go, it was nothing better than Stevie Ray Vaughan. Like that guy was just jaw-droppingly good in concert. I go, I got to see this guy more often. I mean, like, I was just blown away. And then, that was on Saturday. The second night of the Blues Fest was on Sunday when the fog had rolled in, and that's when his helicopter crashed. It was kind of really. You were there on Sunday?
11th row center, yes. And the next day when I went to work is when I heard the announcement, and I almost collapsed.
I was shocked, and I was so blown away. And he was like in the afternoon, right? I mean, Clapton was the headliner, but Stevie Ray was probably like at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, sun's starting to go down, and this guy's just ripping away. And I was just blown away. I mean, him and Double Trouble were just so fucking good.
So they did a, so it was Robert Cray first, and then Stevie Ray, it was just starting to get dark. And then Clapton, but then at the end of Clapton's thing, they had all of them. Buddy Guy was there. Jimmy Vaughn was there.
Yep.
I don't think Jeff Healey was there, but
are you sure Jeff Healey wasn't on that? I could have sworn.
Not entirely, because it was so long ago. But I feel like it was. They had a bunch of guitar players. Buddy Guy was there for sure. Jimmy Vaughn was there. For sure. Robert Cray was up there, and they just had a guitar army. And Stevie Ray was the last guy off stage because he was tipping his hat to everybody as he went off. And we're like, that's the guy right there. That's the guy. And that was the last time we.
So did you guys really model your sound after that? Or was it like, like a Savoy Brown or what? I mean, what were you, when you were doing it, were you just saying, hey, I'm going to do blues, but I'm going to do it like how Stevie did it? Or how did that come about?
I think it was an amalgamation. We had, until Stevie Ray came along, my favorite blues guy was Johnny Winter. But I also loved, I loved the rock of Thin Lizzy, and I did love Savoy Brown and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Our first album does not sound like Stevie Ray, but there's some stuff on there that's comparable a little bit. But the guitar player I had at the time was a guy named Ricky Baker, who was actually for a short time he was on the Cubs. And then he went back down to the minor leagues. And Ricky Baker is still out there today doing Rico.
Oh yeah, I know. Rico.
He was on my first album. We did great, and he was more. He had a very Santana-like sound.
Yeah. So, oh gosh, yeah. He covers that Santana stuff so well because he can do all the Santana licks.
Yeah, we ought to have Ricky on the show. He'll
put him on the list, man. That guy's awesome. I love Rico. And actually, Rico formed after they were originally a band called Amigos. When he first went out and did it, he was Amigos. And he had the same rhythm section. He had, Jose Rendon on congas. And, all those guys were still doing it. And then they switched it, called himself Rico.
Yeah, and Joe Rendon was in the Nightburners for a while, too.
Really?
I see Joe, we laugh our asses off because I would love to use him again, but it's just like there's not a whole lot of room for percussion in a blues rock situation.
He's right there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's right.
We'll edit this out in post.
Yeah. Listen. Is he still listening? Tell Mike I'm sorry about that.
I'm crushed. I'm crushed.
No, listen, man. But how often do you play your percussion in a blues rock situation?
Well, I mean, not too much.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Hey, ask Chris Rhodes about it. How often do I play my percussion in a blues?
Rhodesy?
Just a tambourine, maybe a cowbell, something like that.
Man. Yeah.
Well, bring the mini skirt. That looks good with a tambourine. Oh, got the go-go boots. I'd do it. Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, in actuality, it's because I mean, even like with Black Diamond sessions, we dabble in the blues, and I'm not really even playing. I'm not really doing congas. That's Blake's on congas more than I am on that band.
Right. So right. I'm normally put on the other fancy stuff.
Yeah, I do more of the. Yeah.
So very fancy. I know. You know what the thing is that like as you know, you guys are all musicians. Are you all musicians? Pete?
Those two are.
Oh, you're not.
Pete's a bass player.
I see a guitar behind you. Yeah, okay, he's faking it.
It's a prop.
It's a prop. Well,
I'm a prop.
This whole show is a prop.
Yeah, right.
As you know, Mike, there's a lot of shuffles in the blues, and what do you do? You can, but it's just not. It's just kind of not needed.
It's not needed exactly. Yeah.
The shuffles are not real, like sort of, conga or percussion friendly.
No.
You can't do it. It's just that they're not, there's just not, just like, I mean, you can play, there's so many instruments that you can play when you're playing all kinds, like congas are great with funk and anything that's funky, right? And there's so play the schnoz, yeah. And there's so many instruments you can play that would be instruments that don't work all that well, in the blues.
Yeah, it's It's true.
No, that's why we a bunch of years we had for 12 years we had a fiddle player, and we just thought that was really cool because the fiddle, the original blues bands at the turn of the century, they did have a fiddle player. It's actually interesting history that when all of those blues guys migrated up to the north and they started electrifying everything, all of the fiddle players switched to guitar because they couldn't mic a fiddle. But before the 40s and the 30s, even Muddy Waters, some of his original recordings, he has like a guy playing fiddle. Papa John Creech played fiddle on blues. He's like a blues fiddle player until
Jefferson Starship.
Jefferson Starship got a hold of him.
Yeah. So, but now you've rounded out the Nightburners. Now have a horn section, which you hadn't had before, right? You were primarily just guitar and harp, right?
Yeah. We have a horn section for the last 3 years. Yeah. Because well, first of all, it's fun to play with Mitch and Rob and Tom. Those guys are like the Three Stooges. I get to turn around and do the whole, when you slap. Fantastic. I get to do that. But also the horns, I'm a huge fan of Delbert McClinton and some of the other bands of that kind of like sort of blues, that they have that, well, just Americana. They always have the horn section stuff, all that soul kind of stuff. So the horns always add so much to it,
Yeah, absolutely.
Horns are like alcohol. It just that's the experience.
And after a while, it can take away.
True that, if you're Mitch or Rob.
Yeah. Okay, you guys need to sit down for a little bit. Whoa, Jazz.
Yeah, whoa. I thought we were just friends.
So Kevin, how'd you connect with Bill? Bill, how'd you come into the fold?
Oh, that's a story and a half.
Oh, boy.
There we go. Let me put a log on the fire.
How much time you got?
Buckle in.
Yeah, buckle in. Listen, while he tells this, I'm going to get another cocktail.
So Kevin and I have a mutual friend by the name of Steve Nielsen. Good guy. He's been on our show. He actually guest hosted an episode where we told this story. But so he threw up like a dinner party kind of thing around Christmas time. Multiple tables, kind of like a wedding dinner kind of thing, but like just a dinner party. And this guy and I sat back to back from one another at two different tables. And I don't know if it comes across in this interview, but both of us kind of like to be the center of attention. And so there was this battle back and forth between
he talking about
him saying something, and then I would say something, and then who could say the more smart-assy comment. And so it was a blast. We had a great time.
We never found out who killed the guest, though, right? We were supposed to, there was a mystery.
Oh, what?
Yeah, we didn't. I don't think that ever happened. No, we never found out who killed what.
My brother-in-law at the time says to me, he goes, "Do you know who that is?" And I'm like, "No." He goes, "That's Kevin Purcell." And I was like, "So what? Does
he know who I am?"
Right.
Yeah.
I'm Bill LeClaire. I mean, Bill.
Oh, hold on a second.
Write it down.
And he broke out with his harp, and it was pretty impressive. The little kind of center of the room kind of thing, and I thought, all right.
You were like, "Oh, that Kevin Purcell."
No, still nothing. Why?
This is on camera.
And so I said, you know what? Let's go to it. I went to a show. And I'm not exaggerating terribly much that when the Nightburners started playing, I fell in love.
Aw.
It was
like the first time I drank Malort.
Well, and I'm not going to say that because he threw me a T-shirt either, which I still have upstairs framed. So I said to Kevin, I said, I need to do something with this band. And he was like, and walked away. And I was
wait a minute.
What?
I was what? So I didn't even give you the time.
No, you nodded and walked away. Because I mean, he's heard it about 1,000 times. And then I proceeded to show up.
You've got to admit that's somewhat annoying.
Well, knowing what I know now,
still today,
I still do it, and we still walk away, and everyone else leaves. I went to like maybe 6 shows in a row, and then he was finally like, "All right, if you want to do something, show up at this time at this date, and we'll have you." And I carried equipment.
Yeah.
And that's all I did. And
but then the day came.
Tony Root was the first one, our bass player, He was the first one that said, "Hey, do you want to just plug this in right over there?" I'm like, okay.
Oh, remember the day came when I will. Okay. Sorry.
Rhodesy,
have you ever seen the Nightburners?
Yes, sir. It's been a while. But yeah.
Right there, you was asking.
Can it be about me for a minute?
Yeah.
And then, so back in those days, we had a little 4-channel mixer that we ran the vocals through. And that was how we ran a show. Everyone was stage volume, and we had the vocals through the speakers, and that was it. And our keyboard player at the time, he invested in a board. I forget who. Anyway, doesn't matter. A soundboard, and said, "Hey, Bill, you're gonna run that." And I was like, "Well, that's not a good idea, because I don't know anything about it." He said, "Yeah, but we got nobody else to do it. So you stand over there and you just keep moving things until it sounds good." So to this day, that's what I do. I just keep until it sounds good. I have no idea what I'm doing.
But I can at least attest to this because you've ran sound for us at the big party over at Bill Pantley's house, and so I can attest to that. You do a great job with the sound, and you really have it well mixed, and so you do really know what you're doing. But I'm sure in the beginning it was just a whole lot of knobs and dials and faders that you didn't know what the hell to do with, you know.
Coy because he's in love.
The truth is,
and he's very good at it. He's very good.
Very good.
Doing it long enough, you've almost become an expert at it.
The truth is that you know the Nightburners are not a fly-by-night band. They're really talented, and I'm not just trying to blow smoke up anybody's skirt except his. But the truth, but so I've spent my entire time with the Nightburners really trying to strive to be above and beyond and better than and a step ahead of what they could ask for, and make sure that I was not just some leech that was showing up at the show. Because I mean, we all see those in bands where it's just people want to be connected, but I wanted to be valuable. And
you guys have leeches, right?
Oh yeah,
no, it would be nice.
Rhodes, you got any leeches?
Yeah.
Got any leeches, Rhodesy?
Yeah, they're called lead singers. They don't help with the drummer out.
No, they do not.
Yeah, good one. Good one.
Leading to the Bus Stop Blues. So we've spent the better portion. It's been about 20 years since I joined the band, and started doing from nothing to what I'm doing now. And so a lot of times at the end of gigs, we would hop in the car and be driving home, and we would just shoot the shit back and forth and have. I mean, we literally what's happening now. We'd be doing in the car by ourselves. And we just got to a certain point where we're like, people should hear this. This is hilarious. We're funny. We're genuinely talented.
No narcissism at all.
No, not at all.
Not at all. None.
No. It's genuine.
So I got a question for you. So we'll get back on the Bus Stop Blues, but and I don't know if I asked you this, Bill. Is it your job, or do you have a job and then you do this as the secondary job?
Well, I've got it's my pleasure. I have many jobs. I'm a tree man by trade. I do tree removals, trimming, spraying, feeding in my day work, in my Clark Kent outfit.
Okay, so that's your job, and then obviously you're running sound, but I mean there's a commitment that has to be made in being a part of the band and going out and doing the shows, plus still being able to get up and remove trees, you know.
Well, he works with his hands. Works with his hands a lot, but I believe I was the one that wanted the hand job.
Oh!
Hey.
What?
Stay away from the NFL.
The family show.
Yay.
I want to be really clear that I do sales in tree work, so I don't really. My fingernails stay pretty clean.
Okay.
I just need to be pretty, and I pull that off pretty well. So
nice. So getting back to then I was curious. I just was my own question, but getting back to the Bus Stop Blues, for the people that haven't had a chance to listen to it, or I know you guys do it live on Twitch on Sundays 7 to 9 p.m. 98.3 The Life, but I got my notes. But just just run through real quick the format of the show so anybody that's not familiar with it can obviously we're going to put some stuff up here. We're going to have live shows of Kevin Purcell, and we'll get a web address on there. Pete's really good at doing all that stuff. But just a quick rundown of how the show is structured and how when you got guests on. I know how you do it, and Pete knows, and Rhodesy knows. But for our audience at home, our 2 or 3 listeners, tell them what you do.
I don't need to throw anybody under the bus when I tell this story, but usually what happens is I contact the guest. I do put Kevin on the text stream so he can watch all of this process happen. And then I tell the guest that we need a selection of songs anywhere from 8 to 10 songs that influence them. And then, or that they enjoyed, and they don't need to be rooted in the blues. We are a blues show, but all music leads to the blues to a certain degree. And then, so I usually send that out to our guests the Monday or Tuesday before the show. Hopefully they get it to me by the Wednesday-ish portion of the week. I download all the music. We contact the guest on Thursday and try to do a little bit of tell us about yourself. So we do a little bit of prep, kind of explain to them where the songs are going to fit in. And then I show up at the studio. The guest shows up at the studio. We get everything set and prepped. And about a minute and a half before we start, Kevin comes flying into the studio.
I don't know that had to be pointed out like that, but anyway.
Usually by 7:05.
I've given him a real hard time. The truth of the matter is that's probably happened once, but it's way funnier to pretend like it happens all the time.
I've called in.
You have called in. Yes, we do have that. That is true.
When I had a show or something.
And then we do a little bit of a intro, kind of like a monologue would on a regular talk show. We do a bit called Tales from the Road, which we're beginning to run out of Tales from the Road, but
or we just can't think of it.
Or we can't think of it, right. And then we bring the guests in, we introduce them, and then we have them tell their story, and then kind of open it up to them. And it's funny, when we do the show, over and over again, when we've contacted people, hey, we're going to do a show, we want to bring you on, and they're like, how long is it? Oh, it's 2 hours. And they're like, I don't have 2 hours worth of things to talk about.
No one wants to hear me
and we're
for
like,
2 hours.
Yeah, we're like, you'll be fine. Because this guy fills in the gaps.
Well, and also because you're playing those tracks that those people did. Now, I know when we were on, and I know, Pete and Rhodesy and myself all said it when we walked out. Honestly, it went so fast. And then I told that to Blake, because a couple of weeks later I was on with Blake and Todd for the Black Diamond sessions. And Blake was like, 2 hours? I go, you have no idea how fast that goes. By the time Tales from the Road is done, that's almost 20, 25 minutes in. The guest comes on. There's some prep. There's some talk. There's songs. There's commercials. I mean, it honestly felt like it was maybe in a half hour, 40 minutes. It was so fast.
Everybody.
Yeah, and when it's over, you're like, that's it?
It's all live, so it happens really fast. And you can't even, I mean, we've had people that, who did we have on? Gary Stratton, very wonderful guitar player with Wall of Denial, but he's he's a quiet gentleman. He doesn't have a lot to say, and he was really, I have no idea what I'm going to say. And I'm not even joking when I say when the show ended, he stuck around with Kevin for about an hour and a half, 2 hours after the show, continuing to talk.
We pull it out of him.
It's just
pull it out.
Yeah. That's fantastic. How if someone wants to get in touch with you guys, I know that you've been using Beth Miller to do some booking, but you guys do it too.
We want to apologize to you for nearly stealing her from you. That was so great. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She does a good job. She does good work.
Apologize.
But so there is a way that they can get a hold of you, right?
Yeah. The bustopblues at gmail.com is the easiest way. Or if you just go to our website, there's a contact feature there. But bustopblues, thebustopblues at Gmail is the easiest way. You can also reach us on Facebook, Instagram, X, Blue Sky. We're on all the places. And our podcast is available anywhere where podcasts are shown.
Yeah. Where did 98.3 come from? How'd you guys get that gig?
Good question. We don't get that one a lot. So where I work, the owner of that company is the president of the radio station. So we were all in the kind of the center of the work. We were talking about I was talking about the Nightburners, and since I do the sound, some of the struggles that I have, or some of whatever the situation was. And the guy who owns our company is also a DJ. He said that he had previously set up sound systems at bars and stuff like that, and told us that whole story. And he told us that he is the president of a radio station in Round Lake. And I thought, oh, that's really cool. And then he started describing the DJs and their experience level. And I went, he said, yeah, and if you knew anybody that wanted to be a DJ in the local Chicagoland area, this is a great way for them to do that. And my hand just went, yes, please. How does that work? He said, come on down. I'll show you a few things. It took us 3 one-hour sessions. He's like, you're ready to be on the air.
No, but it was funny because Bill called me and he said, you remember all those times we were in the car jawing and I said, this should be on the radio? He goes, you want to do that? I was like, what? What are you talking about? Are you tripping? He's like, no, we can be DJs if you want. And then boom, we went down there and now he does everything.
It's unbelievable.
It's a professional setup for the people that haven't gone on or about to go on. It's impressive. For Lake County to go in and do radio. I mean, we had a fucking blast. 2 hours went by. It was like 15 minutes. My goodness.
I'm gonna
blast at anybody.
Rhodesy will probably agree. It could have had something to do with the edibles.
Yeah, I know. He's just throwing caramels at us. Like, here you go. Here you go.
Well,
I thought they were regular candies.
You got to prime the pump.
Yeah, well,
Chris,
you guys were a lot of fun, and we appreciate that because it is funny. We have to sometimes we have to motivate people to get, but they always do. We always pull it out of them, but we didn't have to pull anything out of you guys.
Well, but I'm not going to lie. We're really fortunate to have the capability to use that facility. It makes having the live element to our show, and then it's on the radio. Anybody can tune in worldwide. If you just go to 983.com, you can check it out. You can go to our website. There's a listen live button, which just takes you to the radio station's website, and you can plug it in that way. And it's just, there's a certain urgency that comes with live, because there is no, oh, pause for a second, let's redo this. Nope. It just keeps going, and it forces you to just be on your toes. And there's plenty of times where we screw up. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we just leave them on there.
We have no choice. Yeah. Well, except when I go to edit the podcast. The podcast never has any mistakes.
Oh,
but the live show has some.
It's funny because we leave them on there because it's not like people don't know that we're screw ups.
Wow,
so
that's true.
We got someone. Our friend Mike Church sent us a great video the other day of this monkey. He's sitting, and this is actually real. The monkey was sitting there playing harmonica, and he's playing it at the gate. He's playing it on the other side. There's a jackass.
I'll forward it to you, Pete. You can put it up on the screen.
It was like too perfect. It was like, a harmonica playing monkey and a jackass. That's our show.
That's awesome.
And we do pretty good at it.
So I got to see Mike Church on Saturday at Mickey Finn's.
Oh yeah, was he playing there or were you playing there?
No, he was playing. We went out for Todd Lazar's birthday, and we went there because we knew he was playing. And I had seen them before at Toadstool Pub, but got to check him out at Mickey Finn's, so that was kind of cool.
He's phenomenal. What was it, the Desperate Bastards?
The Desperate Bastards, yeah.
Great players, him and Rob, amazing. And who was playing bass, Jim?
No, they had a young kid on bass who normally plays stand-up bass. He was a filling guy, young guy, real good, but he wasn't playing stand-up bass. He was playing electric bass, but they were saying that normally that he would do stand-up. And then Drew on drums. But yeah, they were great. I want to keep calling them the Inglorious Bastards. I don't know why, but I guess. Yeah, I know. I keep wanting to screw that up, but anyway, I
know them well enough. You'd know they're desperate.
Yeah,
they're very good. I mean, they did some. They had a guy playing the pedal steel, right? Isn't that
Rob?
No. What? Well, the pedal steel. You said
no, not the pedal steel, but he had the guitar.
Yeah, Rob is playing the laptop, bro. It's called
Laptop. There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
laptop.
Dobro.
Yeah, that's Rob. He's really, really good. Really good.
Yeah.
What's up?
Rhodesy, you've been stewing on a question there for a while.
Rhodesy,
Well,
you got a
these guys, you mentioned that you put us under the pressure of songs that influenced us. I'm kind of curious about you two guys. What were your influence? What song influenced you guys?
Damn, Rhodesy scared me for a second there. He was like, "No, you guys have been talking shit for a full half hour here. Now it's my turn."
Yeah, right on, Rhodesy.
Yeah. He got so serious all of a sudden. He was so serious, in fact, I don't even remember the question. Rhodesy, what does your shirt say? What does your shirt say? I love that. It's looking good.
So this is Living My Dash. This is my friend Mindy's business. So she's out in Las Vegas, Living My Dash.
What does that mean?
Actually, our friends in the Gurus, they actually wrote a song called "Living My Dash." So,
what is the dash? I don't get it. What do you mean? Living under the lights of her dashboard?
Yeah. No, it's.
Oh, Meatloaf sang about that.
Food delivery.
Yeah, right. You're putting me on the spot, but ultimately, you're living your life the way you want to. You're doing what you want to do. You're following your dreams. You're following your inspirations.
All right, where do we get?
You're living your dash.
Where do we get one of those? I wanted one of those shirts. Yeah.
I'll send you a link, Pete. We'll insert here.
Great on you too, by the way, just so you know.
Hey, thank you very much.
Now, what was the question?
So you guys asked us when we were on your show, and you played the songs about, what influenced us as musicians. I'm kind of curious what you guys would say, flip the script and put that on you guys to say, what influenced you to become a musician?
Well, okay.
I'm not a musician, so I can't answer that.
Well, yeah, but you have the songs that influenced you, which we kind of did a little bit. We've played some of the songs that influenced us, but I was not going to I didn't think anything about being a musician. And I was totally into, at a time when you were maybe 9 years old.
That's true.
I was 16, 17 and listening to Yes and Kansas and Deep Purple and all of the like the progressive rock stuff. I dug the shit out of that. All of those, the Dixie Dregs, and I was like, that was my jam. And then one day, somebody said, "Well, do you know what this is?" And they played me Muddy Waters doing "Got My Mojo Working." And just listen to the song from like 1970 something. It's a live concert, and James Cotton was on harmonica. And when they got to the solo section and he played the harmonica, it hit me like being hit by a bolt of lightning.
Wow! And
I didn't even know what it was, because a harmonica sounds like a harmonica, but James Cotton made it sound like a locomotive. And so I was like, whatever that is, that's what I want. Just when you saw our show. Yeah. I was like, whatever that is, I want it. It's almost like, when you back in the day when you needed a donut, you just had to. Whatever that was, I wanted to go there. I said, "What is that?" And I found out it was harmonica. Well, I started playing the damn thing, and I couldn't play it at all. And I was like, this doesn't sound anything like what I heard. A couple of years, I kept on playing it. I remember the first time that I thought I was in high school, and I was a senior, and all the stoners were sitting around like near the basement. Well, the school I was going to in Evanston, and I was like, "Hey guys, check this out!" And I started playing a song, and they were like, "The hell is that? Sounds like a like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm not that good yet then." So I just kept on going, and then but that's how I got into the blues, and then the blues just hit me. Once I found out who Muddy Waters is, and I started listening to the blues, and I was just getting torn apart by it.
Right? Just expanded from there.
Yeah, because it's just such soulful music.
Well, it's like Charles Ferguson said, you just keep going backwards and backwards and backwards.
Yeah, right.
Person,
right.
Influence too, and then
it
broadens and and
it's nuts too because blues is so all the technical music I was listening to, those guys got to be really good too, and they all usually know how to play the blues real well. But everything is so incredibly choreographed, right? And a lot of the music that's played out there, but the blues is one of those musical landscapes where you can just, if everybody's listening to one another, it is literally complete improvisation through the whole thing. And I think that's amazing because you can express yourself however you want to. That is what makes the blues harder to play than almost everything else, because anybody can play the blues. It's real easy, but to make it sound really, really good, you have to be really, really good, and so do the musicians around you, because everybody's listening to everybody else. The only thing that's even close is jazz. Jazz does that a lot too, but you got to know, you got to have this chemistry going on that just happens organically, and it's almost like a conversation. You get it? You go, hey,
take that.
You go to a party and you get into a conversation with some people and nobody has anything to say, and you're standing there with your drink and you go, well, this has been great. I think I'm going to go in the kitchen now. Or you go to the party and like everybody's got something to say and there's this great, everybody's feeding them.
Or there's just two guys sitting back to back to each other doing it for them.
That's happened. That's a success story. Yeah, that's right. So Rhodesy, if somebody said to me, what songs influenced you, and I had to pick 6 songs, it would be relatively easy for me. I'd probably pick, because I think one of you guys picked Kansas or something, right?
That was me.
That's because you're the man. I want to talk to just you now.
Here we go again.
Coffee.
So Kansas, I would probably play Kansas. Yes, I went to go see Yes probably 30 times. And also I loved Thin Lizzy. But then when the blues hit, I would have a Muddy Waters tune, I'd have a Stevie Ray tune, and a Johnny Winter tune, and that would be 6 songs for me. Yes, Kansas, and somebody else, one of the other bands. I'd probably pick like a Billy Cobham or something, because I really was getting into that jazz fusion rock.
That fusion,
and whatnot.
The Chick Corea stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't like any of that crap.
Weather report. How do you know?
Bill, I fully expect Bill to say he likes Poison.
Well, it's funny that you say that.
They weren't horrible.
In the summer of '89, I only had one Poison cassette tape in my Firebird, and we listened to that thing till it
Firebird.
Noises.
Look what the cat dragged in, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? But he also made me on the show. He made us play. We played the Running with the Devil from Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Touch and Go.
Touch and Go.
Touch and Go.
Yeah, Touch and Go with Emerson, Lake and Palmer, which was another band I went to go see.
One of my big bands that and it's pretty much everybody. I mean, I'm not speaking out of turn. Led Zeppelin was my absolute favorite. I couldn't. Sure. You could say we could play any Led Zeppelin song, even the crappier ones, and I'd be like, fine, it's my that one's.
Is there such a thing?
Right, exactly. My point.
Even their crap was great.
I was into Van Halen, ZZ Top, Led Zeppelin. Maybe a little bit of outside of that kind of rock and stuff. Some Billy Joel, some Aerosmith, that kind of stuff. We're okay. Well, that would be kind of.
So you weren't like horribly into 80s stuff though.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I
Under
grew
the
up
Milky
with
Way
it.
Tonight, and Duran, and
I can do some safety dance like a motherfucker.
Well, that's
yes,
that's really sad.
And without hats.
Shut up, Mike. That's very sad.
You can dance if you want to.
I do have one other question, and it's because I'm a drummer and I don't understand keys and all of that stuff. But for harmonicas or harps, how many do you actually bring to a show with you?
Too many.
I see the guitar players; they bring like 5-6 guitars and alternate tunings.
No, I totally understand. Rhodesy, being a drummer means you're not a musician, so you wouldn't get it. But I'll try to explain.
Hey, I'm used to that abuse. I'm used to that abuse. It's okay.
I gotta, you have to have one in every key. So
play a show without a drummer sometimes, smart ass.
ooh, he's getting.
Where's my bell?
It's called EDM.
Shut popcorn right over here. Let's go.
Yeah, he walked me right into that one.
Try and play it without it. So I bring almost every key. I don't bring any of the flats and sharps because we don't play. But you have to have a harmonica for every key, so it's just better. And so I bring an amp, a microphone, and a briefcase with about 12 harps in there.
Wow, holy cow!
That's all I really usually need. I mean, there's guys out there that play all kinds of different stuff, and I know you've heard of Howard Levy, right?
Yeah.
Howard Levy, the guy that plays with he plays a diatonic harp. He plays like Thelonious Monk tunes on a diatonic harp. It's crazy. He's like he's not from this planet. Something there.
He got bored.
How he gets a harp to sound like that? You just look him up, man. He'll freak you out because how he gets a harp to sound like that. I'm never gonna get there. I don't care to. I'm sorry. I made a joke about it, Rhodesy, but I'm more like a drummer. I don't care to know anything about music.
Like a bassist.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Well, you know, we have to remember the song when the singer forgets the lyrics.
Hey. I'm working on that too.
It starts over in another part of the song.
I'm working on. Bill's going to walk around with one of those big poster cards.
Well, I've been plenty of times where I go, song. I've never heard this version before.
I didn't understand.
If I had $1 for every time that I said to someone after a show that you just missed a whole part of that song, I'd probably be a rich person.
You can't say that to the lead singer, man. They'll just melt down into a puddle.
They'll never help you with
no
your
offense.
after that.
You know what? And Rhodesy, if I had $1 for every time I've done that, I'd be a rich man too.
It happens, you know.
Hey,
more than you know.
Hey, Kevin and Bill, hey, congrats on your 1 year. I mean, putting a podcast together, people don't. Yeah, let's get together. We'll record it. We'll put it out there. And I forgot what the stat is. There's like 99% of all the podcasts that are out there. They're less than 5 episodes, and it's not easy work. Looking back over a year of doing it, zero-based thinking. What have you learned? What would you do differently going back in a year and you starting a podcast all over again? And I will take notes.
Would have stole Beth Miller.
We would have stole Beth Miller a lot sooner.
You can't have her.
They got her, man. They already got her, brother.
All right, here we go. This is why we're on this show today. There's a battle going on.
Yeah.
We knew this was going to be the debut.
You know, honestly, when one of the biggest things is trying to do too much in the beginning. Like there was a lot of stuff there's a lot of work that goes into it, the building the foundation, and the more things you put on your plate, I think our show, at least in the beginning, suffered because there were too many moving parts. I was just trying to spread myself too thin to do too many things with trying to have, we had an element where we were putting a list of shows together that our friends were performing at. So I would have about a 2.5 minute section of go see this band here, go see that band there, go see this band there, which was great. It was wonderful, but trying to get all of that information condensed down to a portion to be able to say it on our podcast once a week was maddening. It took a lot of work because you had to go, there was no one central location. So it was going to website after website after website after website, writing it all down. And the problem with that information is next week it all changed. So I was doing it all over again. And it became to a point where it's like our listeners, which are turning out to be not just nationwide, but worldwide, probably don't need that information. It's great for our local fans, but most of our local people can figure that out. And so
70 countries.
Yeah, we're
70 countries and growing.
So that was a page of it. And so things along those lines were just kind of whittling it down to where my energies can be put into getting more information on the guests we're having and making it guest rich. Like we've mentioned earlier, we've been pretty fortunate that we have a very long list of guests, people in the music industry that Kevin's developed relationships with, that I've developed relationships with, and then subsequently they spiderweb out. So we've got a lot of that. And it turns out, as much as we wanted to do history of the blues, we want to do a stuff on, and want to do a music show, we don't have time for some of those shows because we have too many people that want to be on. And when you find out somebody wants to be on, you tell them, okay, well, we'll get you on in 3 months. They're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Right. It's too much.
So did you guys always do the prep with like how you did with us? Like a couple days before we had a Zoom call and we talk it out. Did you always do the prep, or were you guys going in blind in the beginning?
No, we went in blind, right? But then we started going, well, we have to tell people what's going on.
They have to
we
know.
didn't even know.
Right.
We were prepping because we didn't know either.
Well, and we, if you go back and listen through our episodes from the beginning, and please do so, because we still it's great if we get hits on those first episodes, but you can definitely hear a difference. We had no structure to the show. We were pretty much just hitting play and whatever came out of our mouths.
Hey, that sounds like ours.
Hey,
yeah,
what's wrong with that?
You guys in the beginning, but we've gotten much better since then.
And then we've kind of whittled to
nobody noticed.
A structure that we do this here, put pieces in place, and the songs go here, and then that's related. We do a lot of music on our show too, so it gives us an opportunity to kind of play the music and then talk to the guests about what's going to happen next. So it gives us a little opening in our show to do that. But because we play music on our show, we lose the ability to post it on YouTube, things along those lines because of the copyright stuff. But
right.
Yeah, it's funny because you guys mentioned both on when we were on your show and when Black Diamond Sessions was on your show. I remember you guys both saying that the banter that goes on when the music's playing is some really great stuff. And I know we had that. We had some great conversations with you guys, yet it wasn't on the air because we're waiting for the songs to get done. So have you ever thought about like taking some of those outtakes and, maybe putting out a show where, this is what happened on this show that, I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
Question.
He's thought about it.
If you're fortunate enough and want to join our Patreon, I do post video of the Between the Guardrails. Which is the time where when the songs are playing, we have video. We post that on our Patreon for our Patreon subscribers to see. And again, in between all the boringness, there's golden stuff in there.
Yeah, fantastic. You remember when you were on the first time and you were cursing out Blake and Todd from the Black Diamond? It's all on there.
It's all on there.
Now people are going,
don't play it. Don't play it.
All right. Kevin and Bill, how do we find this podcast? 98.3. How do we find what's a radio? Can you give us all the deets again?
The best way is just to go to thebustopblues.com. Everything you could want in your life, it'll make everything better.
Yeah, that's what he's really good at, because I'm so confused about all this kind of stuff. You want to watch an episode, you want to find out what's going on, you want to see who's playing locally, you want to see if you can join Pantheon or whatever it's called.
That.
This is why we get no hits on our Patreon.
There's a phone number. Everything you need is on there.
There's no phone number.
Just go and see the phone number there. Because you can call into the show.
You cannot call into our show yet.
I don't know.
Any preview of upcoming guests that you guys want to rattle off here?
Well, we have a couple of we have some, we've got some possible big selections. We're going to try and get some Bears guys on there. We're going to.
When is this airing, by the way?
We're trying to get Caleb Williams on there.
A couple, 2-3 weeks.
2-3 weeks.
2-3 weeks.
So into February, we're actually, well. So here's the deal. We're expanding our show in February. Instead of doing once a week, we're going to be doing shows 3 nights a week.
Wow. Well, that's big news, man. You waited till the very end of the show to tell us this?
We don't wait till the end. Be the very end.
Yeah,
we can go on another half hour. Where are you guys going?
Oh, all right.
The reason behind it is that we wanted to do, kind of to Rhodesy's point about asking the music that we're into, we wanted to do some of the music we want to pick. And so we're going to be doing a music show where we just play the tunes we want to play.
Yeah.
No guests.
It's always about the guests.
It's about
the
us.
Guests have to be treated like there's some special.
And then, and we're going to try to air that on Tuesday nights. And then on Thursdays, our show had an element of history of the blues in it as well. But again, we just keep running the fact that there's no time. So we're going to do just a strictly history of the blues episode on Thursdays. And then we'll do our guest show every Sunday.
Yeah.
So this way we don't have to interrupt our guest shows or slow that down.
Yeah. And you're going to love the history of the blues shows, because if you don't, will curse you out during the time.
So when you're doing the history of the blues, are you guys just taking one particular artist and diving into that? You know, right? Is that what you're doing? Okay, so okay,
or a group or a band of sorts.
Yeah,
okay.
But he's had some great ideas too about, because we've skimmed over so many things. So we're going to take artists for sure. We're going to start with artists, Muddy Waters, Sun Seals, some of those great, Sun House. But then also record companies,
right? Chess Records,
some of
Sun
the
Records, right?
And then some of the promotional. I mean, there was so many things going on. It's hard to
cities in general: Chicago, New Orleans, Memphis. Like there's just different anything you can imagine.
We're gonna do one on bus lines, just bus lines. Greyhound, and what was the other one?
Anyway.
Greyhound.
When we get to editing this fine show that we just did,
I don't even know why you're trying.
What should be the song that we kick it off with, Kevin? What should we put up to kick off the show?
You can do our intro to our show. That would be always cool.
Okay.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Well, or a Nightburner song from the
Lay It On Me.
Yeah,
Lay It On Me
is a good
Lay It On Me is the song on Beyond the Storm that Kevin and I collaborated on, which means basically Kevin wrote all of it and I injected like 3 or 4 words into the song. But
nice.
I get to take
an injection is an injection, no matter how you have to take it.
That's what she said.
Even if it's just once.
Bend over, doctor.
Hey.
Hope it was lubed.
Oh.
I was talking about a shot in the head, vitamins or something.
Yeah.
Come on.
Wow, you didn't go to that level, Rhodesy. Great.
Hey, I had to interject something.
Again.
Damn drummers, I'm telling you.
Those sticks come in handy.
No shit.
So we apologize for ruining the show.
Yeah, it was a bad choice.
It wasn't anything to begin with, anyways. Bongo, Bongo and Rhodes, you got anything else for these fine lads?
I just want to thank you guys for having us on. I honestly had such a blast both times. We loved having you on. So maybe we should do another show with you guys, having you on here again at some point.
Hell yeah.
You guys are great. I mean, how long have you been doing your show?
I mean, they just finished the repairs at the studio. So, right.
2 years.
How long have you been doing your show? 2 years?
2
And
years.
how did you guys meet? We're turning the interview around here.
It was Pete's idea.
So
I went to go see Pete when he was in Heart of Glass, and they were playing at Rookie's Rock House, I believe.
Yeah.
And he said to me, "You want to do a podcast?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." I go, "I don't know how to do it." And I go, "What? I got to come over by your house. We got to do," because I knew he had like the studio or whatever. They got to come over. No, we'll do it on Zoom. I said, I like that even more. Then I don't have to drive anywhere. So I was the first episode. It was the episode on me. And boy, that's really not compelling. And, that's like a horrible show.
That's about it. It's the same thing.
So do you guys play in a band together at all anymore?
Yeah. No, we don't. We're
you still play, Pete. Now you're playing for Hard of Hearing?
Yeah. Well, they call me Root Note Pete.
Root Note Pete.
I'm a minimalist bassist.
What does that mean? You don't even bring an instrument?
Yeah. And I would be known as a percussion whore. So I play with a lot of different bands. And Rhodesie's kind of a whore too.
Well, you guys already clear, you were very clear that I am not a musician, so I'm just going to keep
You broke the poor guy.
All right, wait, Rhodesy, I got a question for you. Do you play the blues?
I saved your ass, and you know it.
I know you did. You did. Do you play the blues at all? You like to play the blues?
He's trying to hire a drummer.
Oh, well, we talked about this, but I never heard from you.
Oh, well, things have changed.
Hey, I sent you a friend request. You did accept my friend request, but that was
you know what? I don't run my Facebook page. and the guy that runs the Facebook page, we ran him off. So
yeah, I got to talk to Beth now. Probably.
I will accept your friend request, and I'd like to know, because if you can. So here's the thing, Rhodesy, and this is funny because like you love Kansas and all that kind of stuff. If you listen to, I think you can go on YouTube and listen to like the first album called The Thunderballin' from the Nightburners when Ricky Baker was playing. We are not. We are playing. You'll get it. Being a Kansas guy, you'll get it. We were playing a rock and blues that had a lot of stuff going on, like Neil Peart could be playing with us, you know.
Wow. Yeah.
And then if you listen to some of the songs from our last album, which was called Beyond the Storm, and we had the fiddle player, just listen to, like, if you can play all that, I'd love to have you play some with us, man.
I will listen to it, and I will shoot you a message.
Do that, because we need a drummer that knows how to.
Can I interject for 1 second?
Interjections again?
Yeah.
Oh boy, not again! I don't have any lube, man.
Lube, get the lube, Rhodesy.
Message me at thebustopblues@gmail.com, and then I'll make sure that he's able to get it and respond in kind, because someone needs to manage this poor gentleman.
Yeah, just send him my number.
Chris Rhodesy, drummer for hire, gets another gig.
Hire.
Another gig from the podcast.
Actually, I've been working on my drum kit over here, so one of these episodes we'll have to, once I get it.
How about now? I'll get another cocktail and some popcorn. Let's hear you do a solo.
He's like, I'm going to edit all this out, you bastards. We didn't even get to the damn Pop-Tart question.
I'm knee deep on the cutting room floor.
This is going to be an editing nightmare. Thanks to.
We don't edit here. We let the crowds decide. That's why we're going to rename this a demonetization podcast.
The minute we say hello,
it's demonetized.
We paid a whole $17 on our podcast.
No, we've lost money.
How'd you make that much?
Well, exactly. That's the whole point.
Well, you know how you can make a pretty small fortune in the podcast business.
How's that?
Start with a large one.
Hey.
Yo.
Is this thing on?
Where's the percussionist when you need one?
It's pretty good.
Hey, Kevin and Bill, Bus Stop Blues, thanks for showing up. Bongo Mike, Chris Rhodesy, Rhodes, drummer for hire. Hopefully the internet will repair itself after we just fucking broke it.
Yeah.
You guys.
Take care, guys.
What we do.
See you guys.
Indiana or Miami? Indiana or Miami? Go, make the call.
Miami.
To Miami? Indiana?
I have to go Indiana because my son's girlfriend went there and they just went to see the Indiana kick ass at the Rose Bowl. I have to go Indiana.
Shit, you just closed me.
Good
Go
night.
Hosers.